Alright guys, welcome to another Wizard Unite video, and with the third brilliant event underway, I think it's time to go through some more skill tree stuff, where to use our third batch of green books, restricted section books, whatever you want to call them. So anyways, let's start with Aurors, because, you know, Aurors the first profession in these three, I guess? I don't even know. I don't know why. So, with First Strike and Dancing with the Dummies still being bugged, this is so annoying. I thought they would get this thing fixed like extremely soon, but I don't even know what the heck's going on with them. They're still not fixed. So I guess until they're fixed, we could just put our RSBs in some other skills instead, which really sucks because these two are probably the best for auras, and yeah, it sucks. So, looking at some other skills, the other two down here, Protego Power versus Dark Wizards, that's fodder, you don't need that. Precision versus Death Eaters, it's not terrible, but don't go for that. I guess in this case, Auras should just really focus on maxing out your other two active skills, which is the Weakness Hex and Confusion Hex. So, in total, let's see how much we need. In total, Auras need 5 plus 4, 9, 9, 4 times 9, 36. 36 restricted section books. So, if you used one set of books on them already, then you got one more set to go, and then you'll only have 2 less before you can max them out. Unless you've already went full on Confusion Hex and what was it? Weakening Hex? Or weak Hex? Whatever. Weakness Hex. Oh, okay. Weakness Hex. Then if you use like your last 2 on them, then you probably should have them maxed out by now and have a lot of restricted section books left over. But you know, that's just the nature of auras, right? It's like total you need what? For active skills, 9, 10. You need 40 total, so yeah, you will have a lot of leftovers, right? 3, let's see, 4 sets, 60, you'll have what, 20, no, actually no, wait, my math is off, 45, oh, you'll have what, 5 books left over, right? So there's that, where you can't really put in anything, because everything else costs 15 books per, which kind of sucks. So, that's for Aura, quite simple. Moving on to Magizoologist. Magizoologist is, it's a bit tough on which one you want to go. Because Magizoologist, now that you've become the beast, there are actually quite a few skills that are decent, that are all worth going for. This is not that skill, this one sucks. And probably you don't go for this either, because it's 20% defense versus spiders, which is not bad on face value, but like the skill down here, Bird in Hand, is just better. It's plus 15 defense, so even though it's 5% less, but it's plus 15 defense when you have 5 or greater focus. It doesn't have to be against spiders, it could be against anything, right? So obviously the skill is a bit better than the spiders one. And another one worth going for, and I personally prefer Vile Creatures here, just because I play in a larger group. And with 2 Magizoologists, I really don't need the defense that much. And it's just better for me to get some damage. But then again, my priority might be just for Amplified Bravery Charm. These 3 down here, this little triangle at the bottom right corner, these 3 are the ones you should be considering. You got Amplified Brave Charm, Bird in Hand, and Vile Creatures. So depending on how many books you have left over, you could potentially go for Amplified Brave Charm, max it out, that's 12 books, and then also go for another point in Improve Revive Charm, since even if you're saving it, it's not going to be useful. These each need 15 each anyways, so you could either max out Amplified Bravery Charm and then get 1 point in Improved Revive Charm. Not that it's really useful, and the reason why I wouldn't prioritize Improved Revive Charm is the fact that you use revive charms if you're playing in groups. Like, the only reason why I would potentially go for this one is if you're just playing with a bunch of Magizoologists. But then, even then, okay, maybe just one or more Magizoologists, I guess. Because at the moment, your revive charm already gives 80%. 80% res, right? So the people you're resing are only missing out on 20% HP, and if you're playing with an aura and a professor, 20% HP. And no offense to auras and professors, but you guys don't have too much HP to begin with, so you know, the kind of a waste of our spell casting there, right? For the most part, and not too much defense as well. So rather you just die again and it'll res you again, I guess. So that's why I wouldn't go for improved revive charm. So it's either going to be bravery charm, or vile creatures, or a bird in hand. So this is how I'll probably go about this one. If you're playing in a large group at really high levels, I would go for amplified bravery charm. Just because of high levels, I would say like Fortress 5 or above. Because the amount of elite foes that start appearing are kind of ridiculous. And this obviously helps a lot there. And especially if you do have aura friends fighting with you, that could give you some focus, or you could use your invigoration, but you know, want to save potions here, right? And then vile creatures, you could use this. I would say this would be a bit better in a slightly smaller group, although it's great in a large group as well, right? But maybe like a group of 2 or 3 people, maybe not 2, maybe just 3 people, and then, you know, find Earthlings, and that's your job. That's 25 more damage. And then a bird in hand, it's more so for those folks who either play solo or just play in a group without a second Magizoologist. So if you die, you can't revive, so it's best to have some defense so you don't die for the most part, because some of those spiders can actually hit a lot of damage up there. So this is also a great consideration, especially if you don't have a second healer on your team or Magizoologist. So that's, I guess, my philosophy on this one. Personally, I'm leaning towards going for Bravery Charm plus a res here, just because I play on a decent group and I'm trying to blow through the rest of these fortresses. But hey, again, the other 2 vile creatures and a bird in hand isn't bad either. Just don't accidentally click this. This is terrible. Anyways, moving on. Let's go to professors. So professors, let's not look at your lessons first. Let's look at expertise. So basically, what you need to max out the deterioration hacks is there's 7 nodes, 4 books each. I think that's 28 total. 4 times 7. Yeah, 28. So if you went full deterioration hacks for the last 2 sets of books, you should have it maxed out by now, which is nice. And if you have those maxed out, you can just go for confidence over here. Confidence, defense +6 when you have 1 or greater enhancements. Confidence as a skill itself sucks. It's a terrible skill. 15 green books, totally not worth it. But what you're trying to do is get this one initial focus node down here, which, well, it's 2 built into 1. So you +2 initial focus, you still start out with 4 initial focus. Even if you don't want to get the second one, which there's no point in not getting. You know, at least you'll have 3, which means you could start out with a deterioration hex, right? Or if you went for confidence last time, then you could just finish out maxing out your deterioration hex. Unless you play with a lot of auras that could just give you spell energy, or not spell energy, focus, then you could probably go for other things, I guess, once you've already maxed out deterioration hex. There's so many things to spend green books on for professors, and a lot of them are absolutely trash, like this. Team teaching plus 9% defense when you have 2 or greater enhancements. Not good at all. Accuracy versus pixie. This is actually really good. So if you learn this one, Auras don't have to waste one focus on using a confusion hex for on pixies, so you could actually hit them, and then you don't have to worry about Auras wasting one focus on the pixies, and instead they could actually just give you some focus, so you could use your deterioration hex or your proficiency charm. Proficiency charm, by the way, is really good as well, so that's also another route to go. If you're really not worried about initial focus, you could go for proficiency charm as well. Proficiency charm is probably the first, like, in battles you should probably just save for proficiency charm. So at the start of the battle, Auras give you focus just so you could use a proficiency charm as soon as you can. So yeah, that's just, I guess, tells you how great proficiency charm is, right? So you could get what, 3 of these, which amounts to, well, actually no. If you have 2 more left over from the deterioration hex, then you'll have 17. Then you could actually get 4 of these, which amounts to 16% more proficiency when you use it. So that's great for the most part. It's for the whole team, so you know, you're doing a lot of good there, right? Another one you probably might want to go for as a professor, unless I'm remembering this one wrong, is defense breach against werewolves. Unless you have a aura with you, because werewolves, they're annoying, right? They have defense, high defense, and then they kill you with that, right? But unless you have an aura as a teammate, if you have an aura as a teammate, just let them throw a what, weakness, confusion. I always get weakness and confusion mixed up. Throw a confusion hex on a werewolf, and it should be good. But I wouldn't say this is your greatest priority here. It's best to just go for deterioration hex as your first priority, and then after you're done that, if you're playing solo, grab confidence, so you get the initial focus. If you play with a lot of auras, then go for, I guess, proficiency at the moment. And then there's a few more other skills that professors have, which are these are decent because they give you a lot of power, and that stacks up, right? But at the moment it's just too expensive. Just these are stuff to consider down the line, just probably not now. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I personally haven't finished all my special tasks yet. I've been actually slightly busy, so I'm gonna go out and finish these first, so I could get my bravery charm all the way all the way up, and that should be fun. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck in getting your green books and such, and let me know what you guys are going for with your green books in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.